Hi, we're here to talk about the heavyweight music video. This is Jesse James, the man behind the camera, incredible, supportive entity on set at all times. We're going to talk about heavyweight, how we made it, why we did it. All of these videos are condensed, light versions of crazy, expensive ideas I had in my head. I have been trying to figure out a way to simplify making visuals for my music because sometimes can be too much and too all-consuming and life-consuming. So I initially had this idea where you were cutting between sex scenes and fight scenes. And initially it was going to be boxing because I used to box and I really love boxing. That was going to require a Steadicam and require 2 locations and, cutting between like a boxing ring and a sex scene. What we were trying to do is just like simplify, make it a little smaller, make it a little more digestible, make it a little easier rather than, a 3-day music video shoot, which I don't want to do anymore. We ended up shifting over into wrestling being the thing. And I think it was actually more visually stunning and impactful because you can make these incredible shapes. Boxing is a little bit more like ephemeral with how you move. They're really just stills with a digital zoom. It would be more interesting if they were moving, but that just requires so much more production and we didn't have that available. Jesse called upon his friend, who's a wrestler,
Aaron,
and showed up at our Airbnb in Mexico with like a smile on his face and just ready to make magic. And the idea was, how do we get, images that like make beautiful shapes on screen? And we rigged our smartphone to the ceiling in order to take footage as if we were going to do it for the shoot, right? That was really fun. BTS coming soon. I think I'm going to play this back. So we tried out a bunch of positions for the wrestling, and it was just a matter of like breaking them down to which ones looked the most interesting on camera and made these beautiful shapes.
This one was tricky. Whenever you're shooting top down, it means that the lighting has to come from underneath the floor to be dynamic. So really this one, we basically had the light box, softbox sitting on the ground, trying to light them away from the camera. And that was one of our biggest challenges. And also we had to do some reframing in post to get the eye line and get the consistency of the light direction working. But again, this was a super small crew, 4 people. I was gapping and rigging. We did a Cardellini with a grip head and got it rigged up with a 5/8 bolt to the camera cage. And yeah, we had some fun times. Basically, as we're ready to shoot, the first transmission system goes down and we went to our backup transmission system, not working either. Reset, did everything we could think of, and we realized that we might be dealing with a ghost in the house. And we made some forgiveness to the ghost and said our thank yous, and
we made an offering. Later, we sacrificed a lamb. That's a joke.
We had a few technical difficulties on this one, but we ended up making it work. I think it was one of the first times I've had a whole piece that was top down, so it was also a fun creative challenge, how to try to make it dynamic and make it play and make it read. And at the end of the day, I guess we did it.
I think I liked the prep for this even more than I liked the shooting. It was really important to me that on the wrestling shots that we looked like we were tense and like our muscles were firing. I wanted it to look like a conflict. It's real. And so we had to make sure that for those whole 30 to 45 seconds that we were holding the position, we were both tensing our muscles. Yeah, just selecting what was going to be most beautiful. It was just a really fun process of like, okay, we got this wrestling position and then this sexy position, laying it all out. Everything was shot we shot this in an hour. Like it was just, there are 2 takes of each position, move on. We don't have time, get it. It's not perfect.
Trying to pull the focus, looking at the monitor, and then set everything down, make sure it's out of the frame, and then get into the position.
Yeah, there's something freeing and fucking terrifying about doing things this run and gun because you're like, what if we missed it? What if the one take we got is out of focus? Well, there is kind of one.
And it happened.
It happens. It happens. It will happen. And you know, at minimum 6 people on set would be amazing next time, but it's not always possible. I really love this one. I think it looks really beautiful. And yeah, that's heavyweight.
Hope you guys enjoy it.